I think we need to give my laundry room a little refresh. Who says a laundry room has to be utilitarian? A laundry room can be both. It can be functional and aesthetically pleasing at the same time. So yep, a refresh is in order for this space for sure. Hey friends, how are you all? Welcome back. It's so good to see all of you. I'm looking forward to hanging out today. We're going to jump into a project that I have been wanting to do for a very, very long time. We're going to give my laundry room a much needed refresh. There's just some things in there that I would really, really like to change. And who says that a laundry room has to be utilitarian? I think it can be both. It can be beautiful and aesthetically pleasing at the same time. So let's go give my laundry room a much needed refresh. Before we just jump right into redoing my laundry room, first, I think it's important for y'all to see what it currently looks like. So let's go take a quick little tour of what the laundry room's current state is and talk about some ways that we can refresh this space on a budget too, because I don't want to spend a bunch of money, and my goal here is to try and utilize items and things, just beautiful decor pieces that I already have in my stash. So let's go take a quick tour and then we'll jump into the fun stuff. Here is the current state of my laundry room, and yes, it is looking a little bit boring and drab. It definitely needs a little bit of happy and a little bit of joy splashed into this space. The shelves are quite boring, so we're gonna pay attention to those. We're gonna focus on those and give them a little bit more life. Then I have this really pretty table and drawer unit that sits between my washer and dryer, this unit here that Michael built for me, and I absolutely love this. However, I'm not liking the stark white contrast between my black washer and dryer unit. So we need to pay attention to that and give it a little spruce up as well. So the first place I want to start is by painting my walls. The existing color is this really pretty silver gray color. However, it just feels a little cold in this space. So I want to warm it up by adding this really pretty warm tan color, because I feel like it'll just give this room that warm hug that it needs. Okay, y'all, so the painting is all done in here. It still smells like fresh paint too, and I kind of like that smell. I don't know about y'all, but I do kind of like the smell of fresh paint. Anyway, it's all painted in here. It's looking really good. I got this piece painted, and oh y'all, I cannot say enough how much I am loving this. I cannot believe how much just a little tiny bit of paint completely transformed the entire look of this. So now we are going to dive into doing all the fun stuff. We're going to start decorating and styling my open shelving in here and just get some really pretty pieces in this space so that it doesn't look so utilitarian and it looks a little more pretty anyway, because don't you think that a pretty laundry room makes doing laundry so much more fun? I do. Okay, y'all, so I want to go ahead and start with these shelves. I have this top shelf up here. I like to keep like extra linens and like my cleaning towels and just things that I don't need to access all the time. Well, cleaning towels I access all the time, but there's a few other things that I'm gonna keep up here, and I wanna put them in some pretty baskets. So I found these gorgeous baskets. I got 4 of them, and I think they will fit up here. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, because I didn't actually measure. I just bought them because I liked them. So hopefully they're gonna fit up here. So let's go ahead and toss baskets right up onto the shelves. Okay, we got the baskets in place, and I really like them. They fit, however, they didn't take up the whole span, so I tried to just place the 4 of them as equally spaced, you know, so that there was an equal amount of space on each end. And honestly, I think they look okay. They look a lot prettier than what I did have up there. Okay, so we've got some functional things up here, our baskets. They look pretty good. They didn't take up the whole span like I was hoping that they would, but I still like them. I think they look really good. So now we're gonna go ahead and style these last 2 shelves, and this is where we get to really have fun and do some of the pretty stuff. My washing machine is running and it's really loud, so I apologize for that. All right, let's start with some pretty jars. Y'all, I think pretty jars in the laundry room are so fun because you get to display our functional things like our laundry soap and, you know, whatnot, just the things that we use on a regular daily basis. So why not make them look pretty and functional at the same time, right? So with these jars, all I did was, if you remember before, these were just plain clear glass jars with silver lids. So I spray painted the lids and then just added some paint to the bottom with some fun stripes. And I feel like it really elevated the look and just makes them look so fun. And they're functional and fun and pretty all at the same time. So I really like that. I really think it's fun to just repurpose some pieces that you already have, upcycle them, give them a new look, and then it just makes your whole space feel new and pretty. So right here, I'm just gonna add a cute little basket with some towels and a fun brush, just to have some height here, because I think one of the things that I really like to pay attention to when I'm styling a space is to make sure that your shorter things and taller things are well balanced, that they balance each other out really, really well. So we've got some height and then we've got a little shorter piece, which just gives you a good balance. I feel like it gives you a good balance and it's very pleasing to the eye. Something else that I think really helps elevate the space and add some functionality at the same time is some pretty hangers. Now, if y'all remember right, I just had some ugly plastic ones hanging here. So I found these wooden ones on Amazon, and wow, they just make such a difference. It really does give it a little bit more of sophistication and a little more style to the space. So I really like the wooden hangers here. I think it is super, super pretty. So I do feel like I need to have some height up here. So I think I will go ahead and add this basket back in. Now this one was already here. I like to keep some spare paper towels here. Hope y'all can see that okay. And I already had this here, but I really love this basket and don't necessarily want to remove it from the laundry room. And I really like having some height on that space. So I'm just adding that back in almost identically to where it previously sat. This basket also sat here, which I really like. So we're gonna keep that. So see, I didn't really change too much on this shelf, mostly just the cute little jars. We'll add this cute little jar. I do normally like to have an odd number on my shelves. However, I think because of the sizes of these pieces, it's gonna work okay to just go with this. We're just gonna go with it. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, y'all, so I'm just gonna quickly finish styling this shelf and then we'll move on to some fun other elements for this space.
We interrupt this regularly scheduled broadcast to bring you an important announcement.
This episode sponsored by Ninja Transfers.
I would like to thank my good friends at Ninja Transfer for sponsoring today's episode. Y'all have seen me use their product in the past. Last year, we tried their iron-on vinyls that were so stunning. I absolutely loved their product, so excited about it, and I am proud to actually use their product. It is an amazing product. So we made some gorgeous pillows last year. The colors were just brilliant and vibrant, and we even made some t-shirts, and I sent a few t-shirts to a few of you. So this year, we are going to be trying out their really pretty embroidered patches. They were kind enough to send me a whole bunch of patches. So we're just gonna we're gonna try these out on several different items. I'm gonna try some on hats and just a few things. We're just gonna have fun. So let's go play with these patches and see how they turn out. I'm really excited to try out these patches, and I think it will be really fun to try them on several different types of fabric. So the first fabric here is my work apron. This is my shop apron. I like to wear it when I'm doing a lot of painting and working out in the wood shop. And it's like a cotton canvas. It's a very soft cotton canvas. So we're going to try the patch on this apron first. I love these patches, y'all, because they are so simple to just iron on. They have an adhesive on the back that you literally can just iron on. I'm also going to try a few different irons here. So I wanted to do this without using any special iron. So I'm just going to use my heat presses here. These are just heat presses that I use for ironing when I'm doing small things, or I also use them for my heat transfer vinyl, and they worked really well on these patches. I heated this to 375 and then held the iron on the patch for 30 seconds, and it adhered really, really well. So now we're going to try one on this very thick, heavy duty. It is like a very heavy duty canvas type fabric. It's an apron that I got for Michael. This is going to make a great Father's Day gift. I'm super excited to give this to him. And I think just adding my little personalized logo to this will just give it a little extra, that little extra special personal touch. So let's see how well it adheres to this really thick, heavy duty canvas. So now I'm going to use my super mini iron on this one because I just want to test this with a couple different irons. Again, I heated this to its highest setting and held it for 30 seconds. And y'all, this seems to have adhered to this fabric perfectly. So far I'm feeling pretty impressed with these little patches. Also, I should note that these are embroidered. So these patches have my personalized logo embroidered onto them, and they are so well done. The quality is amazing. The colors are absolutely spot on from the logo that I designed and sent to Ninja Transfer. So if you are looking for a patch for something like for a business or whatever you may need, give them a try. Don't forget to check out their website, which I will have linked in the description box for y'all. Okay, so Michael has this hat. He wanted me to add my logo to it. He has two of these hats. So he was like, just cover up the existing logo with one of your patches. And this hat is very silky. So I was a little nervous to try this patch on this hat because I was afraid it would burn. However, just make sure you're using parchment paper between your iron and your patch so that you don't run the risk of burning your fabric. And this patch held beautifully to this fabric. I absolutely love it, and I'm very impressed with how well the sticky on these attaches. I don't think these are going to go anywhere. So let's just give this a little reshape, and look at that. I love it. You now have a fun logo on your hat. So the next one that I want to try is one of my favorite hats, and this is also a very heavy duty canvas fabric. So let's give it a try on this. It's really the same process that I am using. Now you can use, they have all kinds of special irons for doing hats, and I actually have one. I have a hat press. However, I just wanted to see how this was going to work with just a normal regular iron in case that's all you have on hand. And it worked perfectly, especially on the aprons. The hats, I did have to fiddle a little bit with them and kind of do some smushing and pressing, but it didn't hurt anything. The bills kept its shape and everything was fine. So again, super impressed with how well this patch has held up to this thick, heavy canvas. So all in all, y'all, we tried these patches on 4 different fabrics, 4 different pieces, and I am impressed. I absolutely love the results, especially on this hat here, because like I said, this was a very silky surface, and I wasn't sure, silky material, and I wasn't sure how well it was gonna hold, but it did. I have let these set and cool, and then kind of just did a pick test. I tried to pick these off, and so far everything is looking looking good. However, I will say just a little caveat, I have not washed any of these, so I don't know how well they are going to hold up in the washing machine, but I have faith that they will be just fine. So I'm giving these a 2 thumbs up. Well, that was a fun diversion from working on the laundry room. It was good to take a little bit of a break. It was really fun creating these products. I really think the hats turned out super cute. They're probably my favorite. However, Michael's apron, the patch that we put on the apron for him, of course, I just love the apron and I'm excited to give that to him. I think he's really going to love it. So all in all, I would say these patches are wonderful and I encourage you to give them a try. If you've got some special gifts coming up, Father's Day, graduation, if you've got a special graduate that you just want to personalize something for, give them a try. I will have the link to their website listed in the description box for y'all, as well as a discount code. And if y'all would like to have one of my patches, my Alecia at Home patches, just let me know in the comments below and I will be happy to send a few out. I have some extras, so I'm happy to share. Thank you, Ninja Transfers, for sponsoring this episode. All right, y'all, let's get back to working on the laundry room. Now we are at a place where we need to do a little bit more styling, and then we're gonna take a tour and see how it all looks completely put together and do a little comparison on the before and the after. One thing I definitely like to have here is a little tiny laundry basket for all my kitchen towels, because I change my kitchen towels obsessively. I change them several times a day and oftentimes I just have 1 or 2 and don't have a full load. So I do like to toss them in here. So I like this basket to be here because it's convenient, it's handy, and it is a good little laundry basket for all my kitchen towels. And I think I want to add some lighting, y'all. You know me and my lighting. So I think it'd be fun just to simply add a little lamp here to this shelf. Alrighty. And then on our pretty little stand that, oh my gosh, I love this. The black just is so perfect. I'm just gonna add in a fun little laundry soap dispenser for my laundry soap. And of course we have to have a cute, cute little cup to sit here. And then I think every space has to have some greenery, y'all, so I'm definitely gonna add in just one tiny little plant. And yeah, I think that looks really, really pretty. I do feel like I'm missing something on this shelf though. I feel like I need to have one more item. So let's go ahead and add in this jar that I keep my wool dryer balls in. Okay, why did that make me giggle? Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So we're just gonna add this jar to the shelf and then I think it will go ahead and complete the look for our bottom shelf. I really like how this is looking. Something else I think is really fun to add to a space, even a laundry room, is a little bit of art. So I'm just gonna add this piece here and I'm just using command strips to hang this because I like to avoid nails wherever I can, and I just painted these walls, so I don't want to fill them up with a bunch of nail holes. So we're just going to use command strips, and I use command strips to hang so much stuff, y'all, so I highly recommend these. I've never had anything fall off the wall that I've had hanging with command strips. I have some art in my bedroom that's been hanging there for, I don't know, probably 5-6 years, and it's never so much as thought about falling off the wall. The only thing about command strips is it's kind of hard to peel off this paper. Okay. Throw our little papers away. All right. And I do want to make sure that I get it hung nice and level. Okay. Give it a really good press. And ta-da! We have some art. Let's hope that stayed level. Yay, level is good. Well, y'all, for the most part, I feel like everything looks really nice. I love the transformation, even though I did very minimal things. We simply just added some paint to several of the items. I reused several items. The only thing new I added were the baskets to the top, the rest, and the hangers, and the rest is just, oh, and the lamp, I guess. Okay, a few new things. But the rest of it is literally just stuff I had around the house that I repurposed and added to this space to make it feel very pretty. And I said it before, but I'll say it again. I really believe that a pretty laundry room makes doing laundry so much more fun. Okay, y'all, so I just have a few more things to add to this space, and then we are gonna take a final look at everything. This laundry room makeover was all about creating a space that feels both functional and inviting. What started as a very basic and slightly boring space has now been transformed into a bright, organized space that actually makes doing laundry feel a little more enjoyable. I love how the open shelving provides easy access to everyday essentials, and by simply adding in natural textures with woven baskets in neutral tones and a splash of greenery, these simple elements really gave the space an inviting feel and look. It's now a space that works hard but still feels like a thoughtful part of my home, and it proves that even the most practical rooms can have tons of personality. So to recap, with fresh paint, clever storage solutions, and stylish touches to the open shelving, like decorative baskets, fresh canisters, and a pop of greenery, this room now brings both form and function together, making every task feel easier and more enjoyable. This once utilitarian room has now become one of my favorite little spaces. With a fresh coat of paint and a few cozy touches, this laundry room got a much needed refresh. It's amazing how a few simple updates turned this room into a space that feels calm, clean, and enjoyable to spend time in. Folding laundry might still be a chore, but now it's one that I won't mind near as much. I absolutely love how this laundry room refresh turned out. It is amazing to me how you can change the entire look of a space by just splashing paint on a few items. We really transformed this space. I like the wall color that I chose. It really just warmed up this room and made it feel a little more cozy and inviting. And now when I'm in here, I can feel happy doing my laundry. I know it's such a silly thing and it's such a small thing, but you know, sometimes it really does make a big difference. So all in all, I would say I'm extremely happy with how the laundry room turned out. I feel good about it, and yep, it's renewed my excitement for laundry. Alrighty friends, that is going to wrap up this week's projects. This was so much fun and I am so glad that y'all were here with me. I hope that y'all enjoyed this. I had a ton of fun. I truly enjoyed working on my laundry room and the results are well worth all the work and the effort. It actually wasn't so bad. Sometimes I don't really enjoy painting walls. However, that space is so small that it wasn't so bad. And the best part about it is I was able to paint the entire room in an afternoon. So that made it well worth it. I hope that y'all enjoyed this. And if you've got a space in your home that you've been wanting to give a little refresh to or a little mini makeover, hopefully this inspired you and gave you some good ideas for that space. So thanks again for being here, friends. I'm so glad y'all stopped by, and I appreciate that you take time out of your day to come and hang with me. Next week, we are going to be working on a really cool outdoor project that I can hardly wait to share with y'all. So come back and see me next week. Until then, take care, and I will see y'all soon. Bye, friends. For this week's take two. Okay, hold on. Never mind. Blah, blah, blah. Forgot to check my teeth. Hopefully I don't have anything stuck in my tooth. See me again? Darn it, I was on a roll. Oh, not again. Aren't y'all so glad you got to be a part of me airing my dirty laundry?